God of War had us in tears after 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a spoiler-free early review for God of War Ragnarok. Drop a thumbs up if you're excited, dislike if you're not excited. We ended up getting new small gameplay, a lot more gameplay screenshots, and this game is gonna be, wait for it, it's gonna be 90 gigs on the PS5. I mean, damn it, and we're not sure about PS4. Is it gonna be more? Is it gonna be less? Technically, it should be less, but we're talking about PS5 having that compression technology, so maybe that's why it's not like over 100 gigs. But can you imagine it is 100+ gig on the PS4? I mean, sheesh, this game is gonna be massive. And there's a video I want to show you, and we ended up getting this review from VGC. I have yet to see any negative review, which is actually really comforting, knowing the current climate. Every game comes out incomplete, every game comes out unfinished, every game is like, people always say, you know what, it's gonna be this and 2077, and people always like to add 2077 after every game title. But even Cyberpunk has made a massive comeback, and I mean, look at these gameplay screenshots. I mean, my goodness, man. I mean, 90 gigs, I'm pretty certain, man, they used 50 gigs to design that Thor character, man. God damn. And I know there's a controversy with Thor being fat and whatnot, but I mean, damn, man, he's not fat. He's just a strong man. He's a Chad. He's a Giga Chad, okay? But realistically, man, I can see this game being game of the year. Maybe not this year, but next year, right? I'm not sure how the nominees work, right? Because this game is coming out like almost by the end of this year, right? On November 9th. And it really speaks volume because Sony is not only letting people come out with their early reviews today, and there's a video I want to play for you, but they're also gonna be letting people create those final reviews, come out with gameplay, their final thoughts on November 3rd. That's almost a week before release. The only thing that's a little bit suspicious right now is that we have yet to see like a gameplay demo, right? That is like 10 minutes long, just like how we saw for God of War 2018 all the way back in 2016. We got little bits and bobs, it's just fine, but we have yet to see an official gameplay, like a full-on gameplay demo. But I can see them coming out with a state of play probably a week before. But let's see what got two stud muffins into tears after 10 minutes. Drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new.
And we're not going to talk any story specifics at all, but I will say that the game had me in actual literal tears within 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
And
of laughter or of emotion?
Well, you will find out whether they're tears of joy or tears of sadness. But actual
it's serious when a grown man goes into tears.
Was coming out of my eyes 10 minutes in.
Wow.
Damn.
It's just, it doesn't stop. And so much of what happens as well is stuff that you would just never guess.
Yeah.
And I think that's an incredible achievement because, you know, people have been anticipating this game and thinking about this game for, 4 years now, pretty much.
And those of you that don't know, this game was supposed to come out back in 2021. And around 2020, by the end of 2020, we were hearing rumors that God of War Ragnarok is going to be coming out in 2021. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from Moore's Law is Dead. And a lot of people were saying that, nah, man, this is cap. There's no way we're going to be getting God of War. And in a way, people were right because they ended up delaying the game. But the initial leak was actually legit because they came out with the PlayStation Showcase. And they did confirm that God of War is going to be coming out in 2021. But now it got delayed to 2022. But guess what? Time flies, and the game has gone gold, and it's coming out on November 9th, just 3 weeks from now.
So many theories about what was going to happen, how they're going to take the story, and obviously I'm still not very far into it, but so much has already happened.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm annoyed that I'm having to make this video because I just want to go back to my desk and play it right now.
Imagine how I feel. I'm annoyed that you get to play the game already.
Imagine how I feel. Imagine how you feel, right? Like all the people that are watching this, imagine how we feel, right? We don't even have the game. Bruh.
Oh, I know, I'm sorry.
What have you seen of like the combat? Is it very similar
it definitely feels, it's very easy to transition into if you're familiar with God of War 2018. You feel instantly at home with it. But there are lots of really pleasing new additions. Two very specific things I want to talk about are...
Yo, can a brother still like L1 and square and go like in circles? Like, I love doing helicopters with that, man.
On both the Blades of Chaos and the Leviathan Axe, you now have like an elemental imbuing ability. On the
Oh,
Blades
damn.
of Chaos, it's called Flame Whiplash, and what you do is you mash triangle, and Kratos like spins one of the blades round, and it like lights up on fire.
Oh, wow.
And it gives your next attack like an added bit of flame power.
Right.
With the Leviathan axe, you've got an ability that's similar called Frost Awaken, and you hold down triangle, and he like charges up like a bit of frost in the Leviathan.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm shaking! I'm shaking!
Axe. And your next attack will have added frost damage, or if you throw it, you'll do added frost damage as well.
Yeah.
And that is default. It's there by default right at the start of the game, and it certainly feels as though those two abilities are going to be like the first stepping point into quite a few interesting combos and abilities later on. Also, the skill tree is really interesting this time. You unlock and buy skills with experience, just like you did in the 2018 game, but also you can sort of rank up particular skills by using them. So, like, just the basic axe throw, for example, if you use it 15 times, it becomes bronze tier. Which I think is a really cool way to reward players for how they're playing anyway.
Yeah.
So the attacks you use and favor most often in combat, they're the ones that are going to be made stronger.
It's also a way, I imagine, of like noticing the skills you are using less, maybe. And
absolutely.
go like, oh, what is that skill I'm not using?
Absolutely. And it encourages variety.
One thing that I really, really want to see in God of War Ragnarok is the story progression of, like, towards the end, right? I know most of you like, bruh, play the game first, but I get it, but hear me out, okay? I want to really know what happened between God of War 3 and God of War 2018. I would love to see like a segment. In fact, I would love to have an entire game built off of that, but if they cannot do that, because I know they came out with the comics, they kind of explain stuff like that there, so if they're not able to, I would just love to see maybe a segment that is dedicated to, you know, a flashback scene where what happened between God of War 3 and 2018. I think that would be really, really dope, and I feel like that a lot of the OG fans would love that. Thoughts? Agree? Disagree?
I've just been enjoying it so much. I think the fact that I've just finished the 2018 game is certainly helping me. I've got the feel for it, and it feels like a really natural.
Okay, this guy's lucky, man. This guy's lucky that he just played 2018, because all of us, we played it a long time ago, okay? We've been waiting for a long time. The pain has been crazy, man, because someday news comes out that, oh my god, it's gonna get delayed. Someday news comes out, okay, it's going gold, it's not gonna get delayed. I mean, damn, son.
Transition.
Yeah.
But it's so varied all the time. Like, never am I just doing the same thing, and I'm constantly trying to change up what I do, not just because certain enemies are weak against certain attacks. Like, there are enemies with icy shields, and you're encouraged to use flame whiplash on them to break through that icy shield. But also, just for the hell of it, just for the sheer fun of using the variety of moves that Kratos has got in his arsenal, it's incredibly dynamic, and every encounter, as with the first game, is
Ladies and gentlemen, overall I am really hyped, and there's one guy that got mad. Actually got mad. Click on this video on the screen. You are gonna see a lot of sauce, and I will see you right there. Subscribe.